Rob Lee here again on the scene as usual doing our pandemic episodes. We're gonna get to all that. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving and all that other great stuff, not too much drama. Stay socially distant, maybe you did a drive-by Thanksgiving or something like that. But I am here with an actor, entrepreneur, all around very esteemed brother, William Jefferson Jr. Welcome to the show. You are now on the scene.
I'm so glad to be here, man. It's been a good day so far.
It's been a good day?
Yeah.
Any special meals?
Well, I just had some leftovers before I even came.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of over Thanksgiving. I don't really I'm not the type of person that eat the leftovers after 2 or 3 days. So.
Well, I would recommend after 2 or 3 days, no way, but some people do that.
I know some people that eat leftovers all the way to Christmas. Like they save their turkey.
You didn't have nobody on Thanksgiving if you got that many leftovers going on to Christmas.
Well, anyway, it should have been virtual anyway.
True. Now, how do you feel about that? Before we get into the meat and potatoes of your career and where you're going, how do you even feel about this whole pandemic era, the social distance, everything, the drive-by graduations and proms? Like, has that had any effect on you?
Yeah, honestly, first and foremost, y'all should have been out there washing your hands from the beginning. So this for all the nasty people out there, you should have been washing your hands.
This is something you should have done already.
And that's something that I always do. You know, wash my hands before I eat. I'm just a person that just what you call it, a
germaphobe?
Yeah, that's me.
I understand. My mother was a germaphobe, so I had no choice but to be one by default.
Now,
so I understand.
The whole mask thing, you know, I don't know. It's hard for me to breathe sometimes, but and the whole 6 feet thing, yeah, I don't want to be up under nobody. People be, man.
To me, that was the best part of it. Like, okay, now you have to pay attention to personal space and boundaries.
It should have been like that from the beginning.
Case in point.
So, but other than that though, it is kind of tough though not being around, you know, because I'm a big, you know, hugger, and you know I want to see my family, and it's hard. I haven't seen a lot of my family members in the whole year.
Sounds about right.
So it is kind of hard, but hey, although you know there's been some bad stuff, there's been some good stuff as well, because I did a lot of self-care stuff during this whole pandemic. So honestly, my aha moment was just watching. I was young. I was about 7 to 8 years old, and I'm the type of person that I always just want to be in competition. So I saw the kids in these movies. I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it too. So
that's a winner's mentality, baby.
Yeah, honestly, and it's actually one particular actress who I saw do it, Keke Palmer.
Keke,
my girl Keke. I love Keke Palmer, man. Yes, that's my wife, low key. That's my wife. So Keke,
you have to get in line for that one. I don't know. Keke got a lot of fans.
She really do, but we there. And so, yeah, watching her, you know, Nakeela and the Bee, and watching High School Musical, that's what really, like, I always wanted to be a Disney kid too. So I told my mom when I was younger, like, I want to be an actor. And she was like, nah, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer. You know how moms are.
Yeah, like you really don't want to be that.
Like, she thought I was really joking. But I really found out later on that my mom just didn't know the right resources for it. You know, she thought you had to pay a lot of money, and I did too. You know, it's a lot of scams out here.
Tell me about it.
And it's a lot of people that do want to be actors, they just don't know the right way to do it. So it's a lot of these so-called nod agencies out here. Yeah. You gotta pay $2,000.
They'll get you a Super Bowl commercial.
So she was like, well, you gotta wait till you're 18. So I was like, oh man. So I went to Simeon. Shout out to the Wolverines.
Wait a minute. See, look. My on-the-scene audience, you know, I'm gonna be here for a while, so I guess we get to talk like this. You know, y'all remember last week when Sarah was here? I call it school banging because
that's my girl, Sarah.
But this man has just told me that we are natural enemies.
You must went to Morgan Park.
No, I went to Julie.
Ah. Nah, even worse.
See? You see what I'm talking about, America? I thought I liked him until he said he went to Simeon.
Man,
Did you play ball?
Nah, I didn't do
Alright,
none of that.
As long as you didn't play ball.
Nah, I was just a big party promoter, Simeon, and I was the go-to person. Like, hey, where the parties at? What's the move, Will? What's the move? And I was in a party promoting group called TKO.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to DJ Alvarez. And but like I've always wanted to get into theater, but I haven't done any theater work. And Simeon didn't have the program. They had it, but then it went away.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't really find the resources until like After School Matters. But then I got scared.
Shout out to After School Matters up there.
Big shout out to After School Matters because that's when I started to dance, started to do hip hop. I'm a dancer as well. I'm rusty.
What don't he do?
I'm a little rusty, but I said I'm about to get back at it.
Okay.
I'm about to get back at it because there's a lot of castings out there for dancers. So, but yeah, so they did have theater at Simeon, and I did my first web series. It was called Juke, A Chicago Story.
I'm familiar.
Yeah. So shout out to Reese Dilla. Juke was my first web series.
Okay.
And everybody in Chicago knew about the show called The Reawakening.
Yeah.
With
I was
Dante
going to get
Fane.
into that. Like, okay.
Yeah.
The Reawakening thing. Like, how was that?
So Reawakening was the first Chicago show that everybody was talking about with this guy named Cornbread and Chris and Faith. They was like, it was like a teen soap opera, Chicago kind of thing. Baby mama drama. You got your gangbangers, the streets, and it was Chicago.
Right.
And so I went out and I auditioned, and I didn't get the part. And Dante Fane, he didn't give me the part. So Reese was on there, and I was at a party one time, and I seen Reese was standing outside of his studio, and he was like, I was like, man, yeah, Reese, I wanted to get on Reawakening, but Fane wouldn't let me. So he was like, I'm about to have my own show. I'm like, for real? He like, Juke, A Chicago Story, man, I want you to be a part of it. So I went out, I told my aunt is like really like my manager.
Okay.
She's the one that told me about a lot of stuff. And so she drove me out to Reese Studios, and I got the part. I was Albert on the show. I was a comedian, man. I didn't want to be a comedian.
Why not though?
Because I didn't think I was funny.
Okay.
I really didn't think I was funny. And it came on Channel 25, and it came on YouTube the next day. And after the first night, when it aired, it blew up. Like, I was getting fans like crazy. We was in stores, and my mom like, "There's another fan behind you, I can tell." 'Cause they just like following us. And
Did they ever get weird for you?
No, it was like,
You was loving it.
I was loving it, man. I was loving it. And what the crazy part about it was, I was a senior at Simeon.
The best time in the world.
No, it was the worst because I wanted to go to an HBCU.
Okay.
So it was like, I got this big show. I'm a senior. I'm starring in this show. And it's like, man, I want to go away to college though. I'm finna really leave this big show with these fans. So it was hard for me. But I'm like, I want to get my education. I want to go to a historical black college. Shout out to Miles College. Golden Bears, what's up?
Now, when you went away to college, how did you keep your chops? What did you do while you were there to further yourself in theater or acting?
So actually, when I got there, I didn't think anything else about acting. I thought it was just gonna be over with for me.
Okay.
I'm like, well, this is it. I'm about to just find me a different career. So I went into social work. And then I was like, wait, this is not it. This is not what I want to do.
I really don't like this.
I do not want to do no social work. So I'm like, all right. Miles didn't really have a big theater program. So they had communications. And my advisor, she told me about the communications program. And the communications program was the best program at Miles, in my opinion, because we learned radio, TV, and film. Being in the communications program, I learned how to edit, I learned how to write my own scripts, direct, shoot, learn the ins and out of radio, and it was the best thing. So now I'm a director and an actor. So both sides.
Now, does that ever get difficult for you? Like, because you know how to edit, because you know how to write, because you know how to direct,
Yes.
and you also act. Like, are there times where you see something else lacking in one department, or something you feel like you should adjust?
Yes, most
and
definitely. And you know, it's a lot of people that be like, I'm a singer, songwriter, actor, producer, writer, director, cook.
Right.
It's like, you're not all of this.
I also went to the moon last week.
Exactly. It's like, no. You're only really good at like,
Right. What? Exactly.
you know, maybe two things out of those 10, maybe 2. So I would say more of directing now than acting, because I like to give people directions when I see things that like need to be like tweaked, and I like coaching as well. So I would say as far as editing, that's my worst. So I leave that to the editors.
You gotta be patient. You gotta have patience to be an editor.
Yeah, you really do.
If you think you're gonna fly through an editing, something wrong with you, and that's the wrong profession.
They make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so
That's why, because you got to sit up there frame by frame.
And I'm sitting on the computer like, what does this button do? It'd be too much. It'd be too many icons and too many. I'd be messing up, and I'm like, I'd just rather hire an editor. And it's kind of best that way. Everybody needs to be in their own lane,
right?
Because you can't do it all. Although, you know, big shout out to Tyler Perry. You know,
written by Tyler Perry,
written
by Tyler Perry,
created,
starring by Tyler Perry, produced by Tyler Perry, and Tyler Perry also did the craft service.
Exactly. But see, now I'm so glad that he's given other writers opportunities now, and it was kind of needed now, because it was like some of the stuff Tyler Perry was kind of writing the same story.
It got repetitive after a while.
It got repetitive. I'm not gonna even lie, and so I'm glad that he's hiring people to do that. So, yeah, everybody, they just need to stay in their lane. But after college, I saw that Chicago, because the plan was to move out to Atlanta, but I saw that Chicago had...
Black Hollywood.
Yes, sir. Chicago Fire came, Chicago Med, PD, and Empire. And I'm like, man, this is my sophomore year, actually, when they came back. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get home. Forget college, forget this. It's popping now in Chicago. And so my friend's like, no, just stay here. I'm sure it's gonna, still be there. So sure enough, it's still here. And you got a whole lot of new seasons. So after college, I actually didn't move back home. I went to Alabama A&M for grad school. Just because I thought that getting the master's was it for me. And I'm like, and it was going to be in business. Nothing wrong with it, but I was like, you know what? This is not me. This is not me. I did the underground life, the undergrad, and I got my degree. Look, it's time to get into
enough.
It's enough. Enough is enough. Let's get into it now.
Okay.
So I moved back home, and my aunt told me, because I was researching stuff, I'm like, I can't find none. I found the scamming stuff.
Yeah, I think if you've been trying to do it in the city of Chicago, especially before places like Center Space and other outlets that we now have in the city came, you ran across those scams.
Because it comes right up.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about it is, it tells you exactly what it is. It tells you an agency.
Right.
It tells you.
They are not sexual.
Because they have to say that, otherwise they could have been sued.
True.
So they tell you right up front. And so that's up to you about doing your research. So my aunt told me about 4-star casting.
Shout out to 4-star.
4-star casting.
Like everything and everybody else over there at 4-star. Shout out to y'all.
Big shout out to 4-star. If it wasn't for 4-star, man. So I did 4-star. My aunt knew a friend or coworker that she worked with that does acting as well. She's a teacher. and we can't find the guy anymore. I don't know where he is because I was trying to thank him.
Okay.
And so she told me about 4-Star. Went on Facebook, liked the page,
the POP profile,
created that profile, and it was up from there.
Okay.
Got my first gig actually wasn't from 4-Star. It was Crime Stoppers. Matt Campbell, shout out to Matt Campbell. Crime Stoppers was one of the casting calls that showed up in 4-Star thing. Like, you know, Chicago casting call. So Crime Stoppers is one of those crime shows that showcases real life situations, and you have to have like the actors reenact what happened. So that was my first gig. You know, Crime Stoppers is Emmy nominated.
What did you have to do? What did you have to reenact? What crime were you committing?
So actually, I was the victim's cousin. We was at a party, and we got into it with some guys, and the cousin got shot, and right in front of me, and I had to grab him, and the guys ran away, and then my mom came and the aunt came, and I'm trying to tell them they don't believe me. They think I got everything to do with it, and it was really fun being on set.
Really?
Like, that was my first gig in Chicago. I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I was nervous because, you know, I was by myself and I didn't really know. It's new. And so I was texting my cousins and my friends like, "Hey, this is where I'm gonna be at. If something happened to me, y'all know." I was screenshotting the pictures and everything. I'm telling you, people are crazy. People, you know, and I'm sure it's really crazy in Hollywood because everybody thirsty, everybody's so-called filmmakers, and they will kidnap people and do crazy stuff all the time. Sure, you hear it.
Human traffickers.
So I found out that it was legit and it was real, and then I met a whole bunch of people, and they were just telling me exactly what I need to do to get to where I am now. So
I want to backtrack a minute. What is it like? Because you said your aunt is basically your manager. How does that dynamic work? You know what I'm saying? Because like I've seen different people, and like my mom's my manager, or my dad's my manager, or my aunt, or my cousin, or my brother, or something like that. You know, how does that dynamic work? Because I see it work differently every time. It really, because some relatives that you have, especially if they're older, you still a kid to them no matter what's going on. So like, how does that dynamic, how do you guys find balance between business and family?
Well, me and my aunt, we have a great relationship. Like, she's really like my mother. And so, and she doesn't care about like nothing like the money or nothing like that. She just saw something in me, and she's like, "We're gonna do this. We are going to do this, whether they like it or not. Whether nobody in the family believes me, I don't believe me." My mom, she believes me now. She believes me now. She has to see. And which is so understandable. It's understandable, you know. Same thing with my grandmother, and now my whole family. Because, you know, sometimes people just be talking, especially with acting. Like, it's not a lot of people in your family that, you know, in my family, I can speak for, all the guys are construction workers. And I'm the first male in our generation to go to college. And all the women, they really are just like teachers and like in the healthcare. So
you were the one that broke the mold, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Veered off the path. Like, no, I don't want to do construction, and I'm not in that field. I want to do this.
Yeah, I was the one.
Okay.
So I'm the star in the family, as they say. What's up, Hollywood? Or at
I was just about to say, I know you get the Hollywood.
Don't forget about me.
Superstar.
Don't forget about me. And I'm like,
only $5.
Man, let me tell you about that one.
That's what I'm about to say. I know you done encountered some of that. Clue us in.
Oh, sure. So, as you know, I haven't booked anything major. Yeah, all the things that I've booked have been independent films, short films, and web series. That's huge. That hit over 1 billion views. However, some stuff was paid, some stuff was not paid.
Right.
It wasn't thousands of dollars. It wasn't hundreds of dollars. $100 here and there, background money, $100.
Right.
A little bit of there. a little bit of this and that. So, people ask me for money, like it's so
to them.
Yeah, to them they think
he got $20,000 for that road.
And it's crazy. It is so crazy. I mean, people I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
People that I just met the first day, they'll tell me, yeah, he's an actor, this and that. Next day, send him the cash app request.
Right. Oh, see, no. Let me tell you now, cousin or not, I don't care who you are. You send me a cash app request, and I ain't talked to you in I don't know how long. We ain't never talking again. I'm just telling you.
It is ridiculous. But however, how I do, financially, take care of myself. I do Uber, and I am a substitute teacher. I do have my substitute license.
Right.
So
you can go get some of that whenever.
Yeah,
you want.
and it's actually the best thing for me because
I would imagine so because it gives you the flexibility to still do what you really want to do.
Yeah.
If you have a shoot coming up and it's like, and then how Foresight might do it every. Well, we need you from the 10th through the 17th, and you have to be available all days if you want to.
Yes.
So it gives you the flexibility to be able to do that.
The best thing ever. The best thing ever. And it's crazy because some of the schools that I go to, a lot of the kids recognize me from the web series. So they be like,
we got a famous teacher.
They be like, Mr. Jefferson, you on Two Brothers? I'm like, you shouldn't be watching that.
Well, you know how that goes.
Exactly. So parents, you need to be monitoring that YouTube.
That's true.
So,
but like I asked Sarah this last week, every actor, or at least I feel like every actor has their line. So there's always a role. I mean, some don't.
Yeah.
But is there a role that you just will not play? Like, where's the line? What is the role where you're like, you know what? I cannot do that. I can't prance around in blackface and sing the Scooby-Doo song. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's your line?
Yeah, so I was just talking to a couple of people about this. And I honestly, at first, I was like, I'll play any role. But then somebody told me, like, no, you need to have, respect for yourself, but I'm like, I feel like as an actor, sometimes you put yourself in a place where you're not you. And you have to tell a story. It has to be told. And as long as, the story, if you feel like the story is right, then why not do it? But as far as like for example, like I wouldn't mind playing, I don't care about, I really don't care. But somebody told me that I really do need to sit down and think. And I forget who, but once I go back into my messages, I'll figure out who told me this. But honestly, I'll play any role. Until you're not doing it in real life. And if people, say bad things, it's like, that means you're doing your job as far as with that acting.
It's supposed to hit you.
It's supposed to hit you like that. But some people are just judgmental anyways, regardless, and they don't have nothing else better to do, so they go say what they want to say, regardless, and you just got to do you.
Right.
You know what your calling is, so do you, and that's just that. You're not here to please everybody anyway, and I had to learn that deeply this year.
Okay.
Deeply in 2020. You're not here to please. Did you see that?
I did.
Man.
I didn't cry, but I saw it.
Yeah.
It was deep though. Like I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So
right.
Those two. Those are my two.
Those are your two.
Yeah, those are my two right there. Because I ain't gonna lie, we always getting casted for, the thugs.
That was, boy, you read my mind. I was going to
we're going to keep it real on the
casting.
Type
I
casting.
got the tattoos. Remember that? Okay, he's gangbanger number one. Next audition, hey, gangbanger number one
He could be the baby daddy.
Right.
So the baby mama, that the loud baby mama.
Right.
And we ain't always loud.
At all.
We not always got to do this cast. And it's so funny because everybody either thought I was going to die.
Oh, yes.
Or
first thing I thought, like, when did you die? That my next question was, did you live though?
or people thought that I was the killer.
Mm.
And come to find out, I was neither one. I was the one that saved the day.
Don't give them too much. You got
Oh
to watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't want to
You
get
gotta
too
go watch
much.
it on YouTube.
But I mean, it's out there. Yeah, you got to
But
still
still go
watch
watch
it.
it.
Still go watch it.
Still go watch it.
Shout out to the director, Raul Colon. He came from Florida, and he shot it out here. I got it through Matt Campbell,
Okay.
and it was dope. I feel like I was the right fit for it, and so I want to be the person that breaks that, breaks the whole African American
It's
male.
the color barrier
Yes.
when it comes to horror films.
When it comes to horror and
sci-fi too, it's been,
Yeah.
we just now starting to get into that. Like, well, black people like Star Wars,
Heck
and
yeah.
Star Trek. I was a Trekkie when I was
and
short.
Harry Potter. I want to see a black Harry Potter. I'm about to create it.
Ain't nothing wrong with
I'm
that.
serious,
I'm
man.
with that,
I've been meeting some people.
Mhm.
Like every time I'm on set, I always add 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
Every time, the director, the producers, the actors. I'm mingling with everybody.
That is so important. And
Very
it was funny when you were like, how did myself and Margaret meet?
Yeah.
It was the same way. It was just like, okay, we're here. Look, I don't know you yet, do I? Okay, well, by the time we leave, we're going to know each other. And it developed into the point where we working together now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's been a couple of years, and it's just like, I'll be out, might be on set, might be here.
Mhm.
I remember one time we was on, what was it, Red Line? We was on the
Yeah.
set Red Line. And Margaret, hey, what's up? And it was just like, she's introducing me to people. That was how I met Matthew Cherry.
Yeah.
Margaret.
Let me tell you about my acting mom. I love me some Margaret Foster and some Rachel White. Yes. Them are my people. Listen, people. I was on Chicago PD.
Mhm.
New. This is like my third set. And I'm like, who's this lady taking pictures with everybody? She know everybody.
Everybody. There's nobody she does not.
She coming over here taking a picture with. I'm like, shoot, okay,
Right.
jeez. Who
Thank
is
you for
she?
making me feel comfortable.
Exactly, because and then she just started talking to me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
then I added her, and then we just got to talking, and ever since then, man, I seen her on every set, every set, and she
She's always
connected with
present.
everybody.
There is no absentee ballot to success, and she has perfect attendance. She's always there.
Yes, I
But-
loved it.
We got about 3 minutes left, so I want to make sure I get this because I asked everybody that comes.
Yes, sir.
What's your bucket list? If you got your top 3 actors or actresses, dead or alive, that you could do a film with, who are
Definitely Tyler Perry.
they? Okay.
Tyler Perry's one. Taraji. That's my birthday twin.
Okay.
And I'll say Jordan Peele.
Okay.
Yeah. And these people are like
Yeah. Yeah.
more so on the directing side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
So,
That's cool.
yeah.
That's cool. Well, we always give these out.
Oh,
we have
man.
guests, so we want to make sure you get your on the scene t-shirt.
Oh, I'm official now.
Yeah, he's official with it.
Yes, sir.
But make sure you tell the people where they can find you, give out your social media handles, all of that, so they can make sure to keep up with your new projects and all of that.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, Facebook, William Jefferson Jr., Instagram and Twitter, at Will Something Else, WILLSOMEEELSE. It's Will Something Else.
There you go. Well, Will, I enjoyed chopping it up with you.
Yeah, man.
It was fun. We're going to have to do this again.
I'm going to be back for sure.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. And when you get that horror film together, I don't mind being the killer. Marco,
We gonna need a killer. We need a killer. We always need a killer.
Need a killer. Just, it's all good. But, as always, it's Rob Lee here, William Jefferson Jr. He's been on the scene. We always on the scene. Shout out to all you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed your holiday. And we will see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.